each other, especially the upper grades, they already know each other. You're inviting too much communication that way when really you need to do it this way. So here's what I like to do on that first day. One of the things I do first is, I'm going to get to the toilet, but I like to take my class schedule and I always have it posted by the clock, okay? Because if you're looking at this and you're wondering, okay, you know, where are we in our, sometimes things shift around, you're in the middle of teaching, you need to check the clock, but you're going to have your students who are, you know about color code, you know that there are students who need to know what to expect. So I always like to start with letting them know the schedule, okay? Because some of them, they can't wait to get to library because they've been waiting all summer for that book, or whatever it is, let them know, or they can't wait for lunch, or they can't wait for recess. They want to know how many recesses. Their big brother or sister said, you don't have recess anymore in 3rd grade, you know, and they find out that's not true. So let them know what to expect. Sometimes on the first day, I always kept my students, instead of leaving class after 10 minutes, I always asked the music teacher if I could keep them that morning because it was really hard to establish that procedure of how to line up and then send them that quickly because here they're coming in with their supplies and all of that. So, and that worked out really well. So I would keep them, but then I also have them go to the computer lab. Then they'd come back for their classes. The reason I have both of these posters, I wanted to show you that when you get your classroom, you're going to get a schedule and you've got to plug in the things that you can't change. So your extras, your specials, and lunch and that type of thing. Then you can go through and calculate your time and see how much time is in each place. Then go back and put in your content areas, okay? So if you're wondering, like, how does that all work? That is one way to do it, okay? But always start with what you need. You need to find out if you're departmentalized or if you are self-contained. Self-contained means you have the same students all day, you teach them all the content areas. Of course, they leave for the specials. If you are departmentalized, you may have a teacher team where maybe you take the reading and they take the math and they rotate. That's what departmentalized is. You teach, each of you have your own department. Kind of like middle school, okay? But they have their homeroom. So, first day, one of the first things, I go through this. Okay, are there any questions? Okay, and then I say, oh, we have a real problem. You know, the school looks great. Did you notice how shiny the floors are? The tile floors are so great. But they forgot to order toilet paper for all these kids. So I told you I'd take good care of you. So I'm gonna have you take how much you think you need. Just pass it around, take what you think you're gonna need for the day, and you know, just put that away. And they will be looking at me like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing, it's a roll of toilet paper. You'll have some people who just pass it, and you'll have some who will take one square, and you'll have some who take a lot. And if they don't take any, I just go and I just get some for them. Well, you never know, you know, when I do that. Okay, thank you. What I do though, I make sure I'm reading a story or something while it's passing around so that not everyone's looking at the person. Then I say, okay, I played a trick on you. This is a get to know you game. You guys know this game? This is a get to know you game. What you do is you count, we have plenty of toilet paper. Count your squares. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. So this is a get to know you game. I have 7 squares, so I've got to tell you 7 things about myself that you don't already know. Okay, and so this is actually me modeling an I do. Okay, I'm helping them with ideas. So I'll say something I haven't said. I have a dog named Bogey. He's a Maltese. I love barbecue chicken pizza. Okay, that's 2. So I try to think of categories that they could relate to. I don't want to say something like, I went to Scotland this summer, which I could, but they won't see themselves in that example. I try to come up with examples. My favorite ice cream is from Brahms, and it's called Chocolate Cappuccino Crunch, or something like this. Well, let's see. My favorite subject to teach is, I can't decide. It's like choosing my favorite child. It's either reading or social social studies. Oh, and then, so where am I? And somebody will say, you're on 4, Mrs. Abbott. Okay, let's see. And I'm showing them it's okay to get stuck. Let's see. Oh, a movie I really liked that I saw this summer was Cars 2. And did you know my hometown happens to have the car? This is true. Do you know about this?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. You are listening.
I'm from around here.
You are.
Yeah, I'm from Altamont.
Okay, not too far. Oh, good. So you know our area. And I might say, oh, in the summer, I really like to, let's see, I like to go to the water park with my kids. Okay. So, then I've given them some ideas. Then I try to start with someone who seems to be a little bit more of a leader, I can tell already, because they will set the tone for the rest of the class. If the first student you call on, so oftentimes I'll even say, who would like to volunteer to go? And once they go, then I have them follow a certain order and I'll explain it. But if you get that outgoing person, they like, I this side, that side, this, then they want to follow it. If you get someone going, well, it's funny how the whole class will follow that tone. So try to always call on your leader first or something like this. Once I call on someone, I always like to go to that team. So we have the teams here. So team 1, team 2, team 3. Usually the sign's hanging down. And students typically sit leader, writer, reporter, encourager. And I do this so that the sides of them, they can just turn this way, and it's a little bit easier for them to see than if I had the seating this way, then I'd have their backs to me. Do you get that? Mm-hmm. Okay. And I always have them go all the way around, and then we go on to the next team. All the way around, next team. We always have that. And that keeps it very consistent and not unfair. Kids like things to be fair. I know life isn't fair, but the more you can try to make life fair, the more they will appreciate that. Okay, so I call on the students. Now, here's the kicker. And I want to know more about you. You're from Altamont. I'm glad to know that. So I'm actually going to have you try this if you don't mind. So if you could give me some of your ideas, and I'm going to talk about how I do this as I go. So do you mind, since we already have one down?
Do you mean to say all 7?
If you can. Let's try it.
Okay. So I'm from Altamont, Kansas.
Now, have you lived there your whole life?
I actually live like between Altamont and Oswego.
Okay.
But I went to school in Altamont. I lived there just in high school, but yes.
Okay, good.
My favorite food is spaghetti.
Okay, where do you like your spaghetti from? I've got to know these things.
Ooh, it's hard.
Like,
I like to make it.
You like to
I like
make
to
it?
make. I like to cook, so I like to make my own.
Okay, do you mind if I ask which sauce you usually
I
get?
use Prego,
Okay, that's my
or
favorite.
sometimes if I'm making like a healthy spaghetti, I'll use ground turkey and then tomato sauce, and then like put a
Oh,
ton of
like
seasoning.
from scratch?
Yeah,
I'm
that'd
impressed.
be good.
Okay.
If I'm making.
You could use the zucchini pasta.
I've
Have you
heard
done
of that.
If you really
I'm
want to.
just confused on how to do it. Is it?
They have it frozen, already made for you. You
Oh,
just,
I might have to try that. I used
It's
to get
really
them,
good.
Like digging it out, you know, and I'm like, how do you do that? But I'll have to try that first.
okay,
My favorite ice cream is mint chocolate chip.
okay, where do you like it from?
Bronx. I like
Uh-huh.
ice cream. I went to Alaska this summer and they had, or not Alaska, 2 summers ago, and they have like all kinds of ice cream little shops, but their mint chocolate chip was the best, but you can't just go to Alaska every day and get ice cream. So.
Oh my, that's exciting to know. That'll be great to bring into your classroom though. I know right now on something like this where it needs to be relatable, it's fine, but, or you might wait, but bring it into the classroom when you can, because that's such a cool first-hand experience.
For someone.
Yeah.
I love to cook. That's one of my favorite hobbies. I have my parents have a dog. It's a Cavapoo. It's a King Charles Cavalier mixed with a mini poodle, so she doesn't shed. And she's
So it's little.
It's little.
What color is it?
Blonde.
And name?
Rue.
And where does Rue like to sleep?
With my mom.
Aw.
She sleeps at my mom's feet all the time, every night. But I don't live with my parents.
Yeah,
when I
I
did.
understand.
But
Do you mind if I ask what your favorite thing is to cook besides Italian food?
actually baked buttery
Older,
Two
younger?
younger siblings.
Okay, and how old are they?
My brother Easton is 19 and my sister Anna is 16.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, did you notice anything that I was doing? I was asking for more information. So when you are told over and over, build relationships, sometimes people are like, but how do we do that? Other than, hello, I'm Mrs. Abbott. But find out more. You know, if you really care, you do want to know more. And I'm excited. See, look at what we just learned about Gwen. You guys need, some cooking advice, you know who to go to. But it's nice because then if if you ever talk about Rue, we'll know who you're talking about, And is that from, Hunger Games?
Yes, it actually is. That's funny.
Sometimes I'll have to tell you my really funny Hunger Games story, but it's okay. But do you see how that's so much better than just my favorite color is blue? You know what I mean? It's just like we're really getting there. But if you're that person, you're showing them that you're interested, and then you know that much more, that much faster. Now, if they're running around the room with a worksheet trying to find someone who also has broken an arm, do you know how that can cause classroom management chaos? So watch that. It doesn't necessarily need to be this activity, but watch what you use. Plus, the whole class is learning about them, so you're building that family. All right.
Okay, so I'm from Wichita. I'm actually going to go back there to do my student teaching.
Really? Now, hang on. I need to know more, and so does Megan, because Megan's from that area too. So we're in Wichita.
Well, it's here, there, and everywhere because my parents are divorced.
Okay.
So we kind of lived everywhere, no certain area.
Okay,
I had
okay.
a large family, so.
Do you have a certain school that you're hoping to student teach in?
Well, I do want to student teach in Derby because I wasn't in fourth grade. I think the first time I had her it was second grade. Music teacher, she's actually now the principal of that school. And I interviewed her for the assignment and she said, please have them convince them to let you come to my school and I will guarantee you a job. You've got it.
She's awesome.
She's phenomenal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So, yeah.
that's the place to go. Megan, I think you should just go work there.
I'm gonna be working in Hayesville next year, so
Oh, awesome.
I'm gonna be at Oakville.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just went there actually yesterday and met. I just interviewed with them at the beginning of March and got the job, and then I haven't met anyone yet. So my principal invited me to come out, and so I saw it yesterday and met everyone. So it's cool.
They're pretty awesome there.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's why I was getting you're kidding me. So, awesome.
Okay. I have 7 siblings.
Wow.
So I have 2 biological, and the rest are all. It's kind of complicated because my dad's not actually with my ex-stepmom anymore, but they're still I grew up with them as they were my siblings. So I have 2 older brothers. One he's 26, 26, about to turn 27. The other one is only barely ahead of me. His birthday was in January. So he's 23, and then I have,
It's okay. But I want to tell you something. Coming from a big family and having a lot of siblings or nieces and nephews put you ahead in classroom management because you worked with different personalities and you probably rounded up kids. I'm thinking with your younger siblings, you just had to kind of keep an eye out and you tried things that worked and tried things that don't work. So you have more tricks in your bag to try. So that's going to give you an advantage.
Yeah, they call me Mother Hen. So
Okay, well, see,
I'm
you've
always
already.
mothering them.
That's
but
because you care.
yeah.
They don't always see it that way, right?
Right.
But you
Just
care.
look out for you.
They'll appreciate it as they get older.
Definitely get calls or my youngest sister, we have an 8-year age difference, and she always calls me. She's like, when are you coming home? I need you. And I was like, oh, you need Mother Hen? She's like, I didn't miss Mother Hen, but I miss Chloe, and I'm like, that's part of you, so yeah.
Yeah, it just takes time. So, okay, so siblings, Wichita.
So I was actually going to go to culinary school before I decided, because I came to Pitt to be a family and consumer science teacher.
Okay.
And I just fell in love with, so I was in the birth through 3rd grade, and I was dual majoring.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I was comfortable with with teaching high school, but not until I had some more experience with the younger age children
Yes.
to feel more comfortable with the idea of teaching.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, then I might actually be okay with, because I used to do, and when I was in high school, I was like a TA, and I wrote lessons for one of
Wow,
the family
that
consumer
is
science.
unbelievable. That's so young, but why
But
not?
yeah,
Get
they had
started.
a teacher who decided to not be a teacher for them anymore. So my one of my teachers I had known for 2 years, I taught. She teaches the teaching classes,
Okay.
and she gave me the list of standards and said, come up with lessons. Or she'd like, this is a video I have, I want them to do. What are standards that we can match in what our activities that we
Wow. You hit the ground running on that.
I
That
was
is-
definitely lucky.
I'm teaching developmentally appropriate curriculum right now, and we are like walking through all the standards and the lesson plans and checklists of everything, just because there's just so much to it. And then I remember as an undergrad feeling like each of my professors had a different way that they wanted the lesson plan. So I'm basically giving the basics that every lesson plan has, and making sure we understand all of that really thoroughly, and that way any lesson plan will work. So for you doing that ahead of time, you're ahead. That's good. You have some more, don't you?
Yeah, I have 8 total.
You're prepared, Mother Hen.
Okay. I know, I just had to have one for the team just in case anybody needed anything.
Yes.
So I love summer, like I live for the summer. I work a lot, but when I'm not working, I try and be at the lake or by the pool,
Yes.
something,
You like the water and that.
oh yeah, I love water, mud, and sand between my toes. I know some people are weird out by them,
I'm one of those people.
Yeah. But
That's
as
okay.
long as I can wear no shoes, summertime is perfect for that.
That's
So.
great. So do you go to a lake, or where do you like to go?
I just go to, I explore new places, but I go, the lake that I've been to a majority of the time is like Table Rock Lake.
Okay, that's a nice lake.
Yeah.
There is a lake in Wichita that is all salt water. It was man-made, and they brought it in, and the people living along that lake they are all professional water skiers. So you have to look for it. But it's, my husband's cousins happen to live in that area, but you should check it out.
That's
It's-
cool.
It's kind of cool, because they have tournaments there all the time, so, yeah. Okay, was that all of them?
No. But
I want to tell you what we
Jersey.
do. So what I do with that, if someone has if they're stuck in there, that's all they've got, I'll ask them questions. So what's your favorite color? Do you have a favorite color?
Yeah, it's teal.
And so you like the lighter shade, like the robin's egg? And you know that, I like that you said that, because if a student does say their favorite color is blue, I'll say, well, what shade of blue? Royal blue, light blue? And it's really kind of cool, because if you are passing out something and you have a choice, you can give them the blue folder, or you can give them, that kind of thing, like, I'm using the blue marker today, your favorite color. Just knowing that little extra matters, doesn't it? That color, though, I'm telling you, it is so pretty. It just
It
is.
pairs with so many other things.
Yeah.
Too. Like, I mean,
It does.
perfect.
Speaking of colors in the classroom, there's psychology behind what colors to use in your classroom. Really, we need to avoid using anything like red, because that's kind of brings out a violent side. They had some studies where they painted jail cells of all things different colors, and they recorded the behavior. And blues and greens were the best colors for soothing and peace. I think green outdoors, blue water, that earthy, that's good. In a classroom, to be gender sensitive, blues and greens are good for everyone. So I know that blush color is so in right now, but can you imagine how that could feel to some of your students, especially the boys, if it's a pink classroom? So, think about that. Think about it. Blues and greens are good together. But helping them as they get stuck, and here's what happens though. It's first day, you're just meeting your teacher, they're stuck, they have 3 more to go. You can ask them different questions, and like, what's your middle name? Or were you named after him? Whatever it is. And then it tells them, this school year, if I get stuck, she's going to help me. She's going to help me through it. That's the message you're giving them on the first day. I'm going to know what to expect, the schedule. She has some surprises for us. She cares about me. She's going to help me if I'm stuck. She's going to model what she's talking about, so I know what to expect. I'm not just going to be like tell me some things about yourself and you hadn't seen me do it first, you always want those examples first. Do you see where I'm going with all this? So that's part of the, okay, but we'll move on for time's sake. Okay, it's good to learn about you.
So
Sure.
I'm from Cassville, Missouri, which is really close to Table Rock. But
So have you lived there all your life, or?
no, I actually moved there because my family, my mom's side of the family all lives there. But we lived at Lamar up until I was in 6th grade.
Wow,
So-
okay.
Not too far away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have our department chair, Alice Sagehorn. She was our department chair for years. She's no longer our department chair, but she's still in our department working with graduate students. But she was my teacher 30 years ago. She's outstanding. I learned so much from her, and she's from Lamar. And yes, but she moved to Pittsburgh when she became more actively involved on campus. So just a little FYI. Okay, so Cassville.
I have a cat that is part bobcat.
What?
He's a little kitten, and he was the runt of his litter, and his mom was a bobcat, and then his dad was a cat or a bobcat, and his mom was like a cat. So he doesn't have a tail, and he
Ow.
has like the bobcat yellow eyes, but he's deaf, so we could never let him outside.
Oh my
But,
goodness.
yeah.
Okay, say more. Okay, how do you get your hands on a hard bobcat?
Well, my grandma has a small collection of cats
Okay,
outside.
okay.
She has like there's a barn that cats just come in and they'll have babies, and that was just one of the
Just
ones.
happened.
Yeah,
No
fell in love
kidding.
with it, and it was like, oh, I need it, and then
What's your cat's name?
Cletus.
And does your, okay, is that a male or female name?
Male.
Male, okay. Sorry.
No, it's
My kids, my own kids right now be like, Mom, you don't
I
understand.
had a dog named Nugget. So
Okay.
we're weird names.
That's kind of fun though.
Yeah.
Does the cat act different than the typical cat because of the bobcat side
It's
ever?
kind of crazy. I mean,
What's something you're willing to share with us about this cat?
Um,
Kind of like the stories.
I have lots of pictures, but
Yeah, we'll have to see this.
he just like never stops. Like I've had cats before. Like my parents, they have 4 cats at their house, and they all like sleep all day, and like they're super nice. Like he does not know how to put his claws away, and like he's like always. We say he's fighting because he'll turn sideways and like come at you like sideways.
Is he declawed, did you
Yeah,
say?
well-
Okay. Or
No,
just trimmed?
trimmed. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the.
Wow. Boy, there aren't very many people who can say that they have that. That's
But
pretty
he's like a runt, so like he's not as big as like
Okay,
probably should be. Like he's a
Would
real
you
big
say-
guy.
okay, so like an average cat size?
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is really interesting.
Yeah.
You guys probably have questions too.
It's been a learning experience.
I bet. How long have you had them?
Almost a year. So
Okay.
August will be a year.
Okay,
So.
that's so interesting. What a weird year, huh?
Yes. And we adopted him during quarantine, so.
Huh. Well, that gives you time to get used to them. What else can you
Yes.
tell us about?
I was born on Friday the 13th,
You were?
Yes.
And which month?
August.
August. You found the 13th to be lucky or unlucky for you?
Lucky. It was my number in sports
Yeah.
and everything, 13.
Yes.
So I found it very lucky.
Yes. Okay. So I was born on the 13th as well, and I found it to be lucky as well.
Yeah.
So not Friday. I wasn't born on Friday, but I
Yeah.
felt like anytime my birthday fell on a Friday, it was still a good day. So,
Right.
well, that's interesting. You've got all kinds of good trivia. Do you get trivia things about Josephine?
What?
I didn't know what kind your cat was. Now I do.
See, and that's the asking more questions thing. But that's good. I'm interested, and I have to even hold myself back because I want to keep going. And it's really interesting.
Okay. So I am named after my great grandma on my dad's side, and then my middle name is my great grandma on my mom's side,
And what's your middle name?
Elizabeth. So it's Josephine Elizabeth.
What a beautiful name, and how fun that you're named after family.
Yes. And
Is anyone else named after family?
are you?
Wow. Who are you named after?
My name is, okay, my real name is Gwyneth, but I was named after my great grandpa Elwyn. It
Really?
was spelled Elwyn, and then Anne is just my middle name's Anne, it's just a family name.
Gwyneth Paltrow now.
No, but when like I introduce myself to people, they always think I'm saying Glenn, or sometimes I get
Right.
Wendy, and I'm like,
No kidding.
so I'll have to say Gwen like Gwyneth Paltrow or Gwen like Gwen Stefani, but with a Y.
There you go. Yeah, that's really cool. And you too?
My middle name, Nicole. So my mom had that middle name. So
Okay. My middle name, Nicola, is after my dad. And my dad was born in Jerusalem. We're a Christian family, raised, born in Jerusalem. And the tradition there is that everyone takes their father's first name as their middle name. And that's how people identify which family you're from when the last name is the same. So I got lucky that my dad's name was Nicola because it sounds like Nicole. And his brother, he has a brother Mubarak, and then I have brother Bashara, and I thought my cousin Tamara Mubarak, that's kind of a hard one when you're living in the United States. They came here and got their citizenship here, and I was born and raised here, so were my cousins, but it was kind of an interesting way that they do that.
Is it Tamara like T-A-M-A-R-A?
Uh-huh.
My mom's Tamara.
Is she?
Spelled the same way.
Spelled the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but small world, huh? That we are all named after someone. Megan, how about you? Are you?
My middle name it's Ryan, and so my grandma's maiden last name was Ryan, and then my other grandma's name is Ann, so they added an extra N, so Ryan. So
I love that.
yeah.
It's neat. Do you think you guys will name kids after a family name somewhere along the way? I did with my kids. My daughter has Nicola and as her middle name, and my son has my husband's middle name. So Nicholas Blaine, Laura Nicola. So
Okay.
did you have one?
I am the middle child. I have an older brother and a younger brother.
Oh wow. You're the girl of the family.
Yes.
Yes. Well, you've got someone to protect you. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's someone you're looking out for. So, did they call you Mother Hen too?
Oh yeah.
But you probably watch out for both of them,
Yes.
if I have to guess.
I love my brothers.
Yes.
So.
Well, that's neat. I think that's kind of cool though that I think it's nice when boys have sisters because they learn what's so important to most. I'm not trying to be gender biased or anything, but I have got my husband has all brothers and all his cousins are boys. They had 17 boys in a row in this family.
Wow.
And they don't understand women the way I think guys do that have had sisters. That's just my own personal opinion, which has nothing to do with classroom management, but I'm just sharing it. So,
Did
anyway.
you break the cycle with the girl?
I didn't, but someone else did.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was the next generation. Can you imagine? So it's the group that lives in Wichita on that lake that water skis. They had the first girl. So, so what do you guys think about this game? Do you feel like this is a way to
I like it.
build
it's so fun. It was just-
relationships?